Pulse is the remake of the Japanese film of the same name by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. This version stars Kristen Bell, Ian Somerhalder, Christina Milian, Jonathan Tucker, and is written by the late Wes Craven as one of the writers, and then another someone else is also writing the script with him. And the plot of this movie is basically we have this. Okay, here's a little rundown of how Pulse is. When Josh Ackerman enters a dark university intending to meet his friend Douglas Ziegler, he is attacked by this humanoid spirit that sucks the life force out of him. Some days later, his girlfriend, Maddie Weber, visits his apartment, seeing evidence that has not been well kept. Josh tells Maddie to wait in the kitchen while he walks off, and while she waits, she finds Josh's pet cat locked in a closet and dying from severe malnutrition. But when she rushes to tell him, she finds that he has committed suicide by hanging himself with the internet cable. Instead, so next up is that after that happens, she and her friends begin receiving unsettling emails and video messages. And after a number of disappearances across campus, she teams up with a computer hacker to shut down the deadly force before it spreads to the rest of the world. But this deadly force also decides to take her friends one by one. I used to hate this version of this movie Pulse when I first watched it on TV. I don't hate it as much as I used to, but it's still not a very good movie because the problems are there. For one, the writing is ridiculous in this movie. The writing is like, okay, I understand that this is a horror film. I understand that. But I just feel like that most of the things that goes on in this movie is like, okay, that's weird, that's off-putting, did I really need to be there? And half the time, it really does throw you off. It really does throw you off. And it took me a while to get used to that. And in some moments, I'm just sitting there like, okay, you're going a little too far with this. Also, I don't think the direction is very well directed. You have some decent cinematography. I do like the color palettes. Yeah, I do like the music here, but there's just this whole thing going on. And it doesn't really do so much. And also because the way this movie is written is not very well written. I will give credit they did try, but ultimately the writing is just not very good. The acting is okay from Kristen Bell and Ian Somerhalder and Christina Milian and Jonathan Tucker. Octavia Spencer, and a cameo from Brad Dourif and Robert Clotworthy, who narrated the Empire Dreams documentary. The other cast members are not so good. And you do have some decent enough creepy moments, but overall, it's just not very well handled. So overall, this version of Pulse, while it does have some good moments, there are just some moments that doesn't really work. So, unfortunately, while I don't hate it as much as I used to, I'm still gonna have to give this a wait for Netflix. Let me know what you guys think of this version of Pulse 2006 down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And I'll see you guys in the next one. This is future filmmaker Grenier Fraser, and you guys keep it cool as always.